Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
At approximately midnight, Saturday, March 15th, a Ford pickup truck pulled up to this area and was ready to dump 16 bags of construction material. But thanks to our police department, that individual was caught in the act of illegal dumping.
That's right.
And that Ford pickup was seized as well. We are going to send a strong message that Paterson is not a dumping ground, and we will continue to keep our eyes on individuals who are brazen enough to try to continue to illegally dump in our city. Sadly, that individual was a Paterson resident. I also would like to thank a regular citizen for catching yet another instance of illegal dumping on camera. And yes, another Paterson resident, this time on 21st Avenue and Vreeland. As you can see, caught in the act. For those of you who may not remember or are too young, there was a show known as Candid Camera, right, OIC? Where people were caught on camera, but it wasn't necessarily illegal dumping, but this is our version of Candid Camera. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna name you and we're gonna shame you so that everyone knows you don't care about your community, that you wanna continue to dump on our city. We are not gonna tolerate that at all. So to elaborate a little further on the fines that are being assessed and how much they'll cost is our corporation counsel, who has worked vigorously on this issue to prevent illegal dumping going forward in the city of Paterson. Ladies and gentlemen, our law director, Eamon Abushi.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you, Mayor. And I do want to thank you and your administration, as well as police, DPW, our inspectors for doing a tremendous job of not only monitoring the situation and cleaning it up, but catching these individuals. I also want to thank Councilman Velez, as well as Council President, for amending our dumping ordinance recently to include a component of community service. The fines that we will be seeking in these matters are $10,000. But I want to remind the public that in addition to a $10,000 fine, we are entitled to seek jail time.
Come on.
And going forward, jail time will be on the table for those who are caught dumping in our city. We have a zero tolerance for dumping. Our residents deserve better. Our DPW director and employees deserve better, and our city deserves better. Thank you very much,
Mayor.
Good job, Amy. Good job.
And we appreciate your leadership. Thank you, Eamon.
Thank you, Amy. Very good.
This time, you talked about potentially putting these people in jail. I want to hear from our public safety director, who has a extensive career in law enforcement, Jerry Spezial.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Mine is going to be very simple. It's a message. Paterson is picking up, and Paterson is going to pick you up if you dare dump in this city. And not only are we picking up, we are going to pick up your car, and we are going to pick your wallets with the fine. So that should be the message. We are coming for you. Paterson is picking up. Thank you.
Wow. That was powerful. Spoken like a NYPD officer in the 80s. It's incredible. You know, we will pick you up. In fact, I want to refresh your memories. A few weeks ago, OIC, we picked up not one, not two, but 3 boats that someone had the temerity to drop in 2 different sections of our city. So at this time, I want to call forward the gentleman that I will credit with launching the operation when I asked for him to have something here at Governor Street, our OIC, our officer in charge, Patrick Murray.
Yeah. Go, Cap. Go, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Illegal dumping is not just an eyesore. It's a serious issue that threatens our city's health and safety and overall quality of life. It burdens our city's resources and sends the wrong message about the pride we take in the city of Paterson. Here in Paterson, we are stepping up our efforts to combat illegal dumping through increased patrols, surveillance operations, In collaboration with the DPW and the community members, we are holding offenders accountable and working to keep our streets clean.
Yes.
Let me be clear. If you choose to dump illegally in our city, you will face consequences.
Yes.
We are enhancing our enforcement measures, issuing fines, and ensuring that all those responsible are held accountable for their actions. But enforcement alone is not enough. We need the community's help. If you see illegal dumping happening, please report it. If you know of a problem area, please let us know. We can make Paterson a cleaner and safer place for all residents. Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
And OIC, I want to thank you for your laser-like focus on this issue. You know how important it is, and you know how notorious this area has been as far as illegal dumping is concerned. And you alluded to a collaboration. Yes, there is alignment between public safety and public works. And our director of DPW is serious about cracking down on illegal dumping. And I'd like to hear from him right now, Director Billy Rodriguez.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank the Paterson Police, our Corporation Council, our inspectors from Department of Public Works for putting this effort together, for stopping this illegal dumping, catching all that's involved with dumping in our city. We're not going to stand for it anymore. The pressure's on. We got to change the narrative in Paterson. If our own residents are dumping on our city, what are out-of-towners going to think? We have to start taking this serious, and you guys are going to be paying the fine, so thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sorry.
Okay, you're not here to step on anybody.
Good job, Doug.
So also want to acknowledge from DPW, Juan Kilivier Sosa, thank you for joining us. Anthony Fazinga, and of course, our Director of Constituent Services, Javier Fernandez. When you talk about alignment, both branches have to be on board. And we have a strategic alignment between the legislative branch and the executive branch. As mentioned earlier by our corporation council, we're going to continue to raise fines when necessary so that the message is sent and it does serve as a deterrent. So ladies and gentlemen, a councilman who's very serious about cleanliness, the representative from the 5th Ward, Councilman Luis A. Velez. Who's the A for?
Amazing accountability. Amazing. So, first of all, we are in progressive mode.
Yeah, tell him.
Why? Because something that I learned from this gentleman behind me, Jared Special Director, that he said every ordinance had to have teeth
Yes, that's
to
true.
be able to be enforced, and our police department do the right thing. We are in progressive mode. We want to see our city clean, but at the same time, we're going to make accountable those that want to dump in our city. That's why last conference that we had, we came up with putting community service to all of those that dump in our city. Not only that, instead of wearing an orange suit, they should wear blue and white letters, "I will not dump again in the city of Paterson."
Yeah.
For let them know that we're going to expose them if they continue to do what they're doing. If your city's clean, don't come and dirty our city. And if you live in our city, love your city and treat it like it is, with love. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not tired of working for the community. We are tired, and we're not going to give up until we don't give the resources that they need to put them in jail if they need to be in jail for dumping in our street. Thank you, Corporation Council, for listening to the council, the mayor also for moving forward in progressive mode to keep our city clean.
En español.
All in Spanish? Okay. So, damas y caballeros, nosotros no estamos cansados de servirle a la comunidad como tal. Cada vez que traen los problemas de que las personas están tirando basura en nuestras calles y trayendo la basura a nuestros lugares secretos, no vamos a tolerar eso en nuestra ciudad. Ahora van a tener que hacer trabajo comunitario si eres agarrado haciendo estos clases de eventos y criminal. Vas a ser atacado en tu bolsillo y también vas a tener que pagar servicios comunitarios. Estamos cansados de que nosotros limpiamos nuestra ciudad y usted venga a ensuciarla. Y si tenemos que ponerte un letrero de que no vuelvo a hacerlo, será un mensaje claro y profundo para usted que quiere dañar nuestra ciudad ensuciándola.
Very good.
We have ordered hundreds of banners that can be found in our business districts that say, keeping Paterson clean starts with you. If you make a poor decision to dump in your city, then it ends with you too.
Yes.
Because we will not allow you to get away with trying to dirty our city. We will name and we will shame you. We will put out in public your vehicle that you used to perform the illegal act. We'll put your face and your name out in public so everyone can see what you're doing to our city, the city that we love. And you've heard that cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, there won't be any divine intervention here, but there will be police intervention. Just so that I can reiterate what our public safety director said, and I'm sure it will resonate with people. Paterson is picking up, but we will pick you up if you decide to make that poor choice and dump in our city. Once again, for everyone to see the shame of individuals who don't want to keep Paterson clean. But we're here standing in solidarity to let you know that keeping Paterson clean starts with you, and all of us have a part to play in it. Thank you. Yes, yes. Yeah, I'm glad that you asked that question. We have a yard. Oh, sorry. We do have a yard that's not too far from here. It's actually at the end of Lawrence Place. So they're the
For Paterson residents.
yes, for Paterson residents only. If you want to elaborate, Director.
Yeah, if you're getting rid of old furniture, household items, nothing as construction debris or hazard material, right down the street over here, 402 East 16th Street, our city yard. You can bring it there from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at night.
No.
Thanks, Scott, for asking that question. Actually, it was me, because I take this road every day to drop my daughters off to school and noticed that this became a notorious site for illegal dumping. That's when I notified our Public Works Director, and that's when I notified our officer in charge. And of course, there was an operation, and we were able to apprehend an individual who had a substantial amount of construction debris that he was ready to dump. It was an undercover operation, but I was the first individual to identify that this is an area that we need to keep a close watch on. No, there isn't anyone facing any jail time, but if our Corporation Counsel wants to elaborate, the fine is significant. It's $10,000, but Corporation Counsel, if you want to.
Our anti-dumping ordinance provides a fine of up to $10,000 and up to 90 days in jail. And I think the message needs to be sent that if you get caught dumping in our city, we will consider, in appropriate cases, we will ask for the judge to impose jail in addition to the $10,000 fine.
But it's mandatory community service.
Yes, mandatory community service.
Do you have a list of where these dumpings are taking place?
So the two that we've just caught, one was here, and then one was on 21st Avenue and Vreeland. We've also caught some downtown on Chauncey Street.
I stopped by the Burger King on 20,
Yes.
and that not only polluted the area, but the river too.
Okay.
Listen,
We'll get to them as well. I believe that our officer in charge also mentioned cameras. So we'll be rolling out some new cameras relatively soon.
Off topic?
Sure. I think I know where you're going with this one.
The homicide
Yes.
earlier. Can you speak to it? What can you speak
The only thing I can tell you, it is an ongoing investigation. It's not the type of news that I want to wake up to, nor does anyone in Paterson. So I will have more details hopefully by the end of today relative to the homicide that occurred this morning.
Another off topic, the grand jury made a decision about charging police officers in the 9 Seabrooks case. Can you talk a little bit about that? Or what
Yeah.
that means?
So the tragedy of Najee Seabrooks was a very painful period in Paterson. A life was lost, left a family to mourn. In fact, I ask that everyone keep his family, our city, in prayer. Any other questions? Thanks very much, and hopefully we won't see you too soon about this topic. And if we do, then that might be a good thing because we got somebody else. We're going to name and shame them, Yolanda. And just so that everyone knows, this is all a part of what we call Operation Clean Sweep.
Su concejal Luis Vélez de la gran ciudad de Paterson, residentes de Paterson, hemos anunciado hoy que hemos agarrado un residente de Paterson tirando basura detrás de mí. Se agarró, se lleva a la justicia y va a tener que hacer también trabajo comunitario en nuestra ciudad. Eso es lo que hemos anunciado, eso es lo que vamos a implementar para que usted aprenda que tiene que amar a tu ciudad. Tu ciudad es tuya, consérvala.